Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Turismo Classic in Grand Theft Auto Online, and we're going to be turning this thing into an HSW vehicle today. I decided that it was finally time to have a sports classic car that was going to be able to compete in races, and not only compete but you know, absolutely dominate. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and start modifying this vehicle. Now, I'm actually not going to be stupid today. What I'm going to do is not actually put on like the brakes and the turbo and the engine upgrades and all that, because we're going to go to the HSW shop after and do all of that. What we are going to do though is start off with the armor and go all the way up on that. I really want this thing to have, you know, good armor. I'm really hoping to make it clean today. I'm not really sure what I want to do exactly for this vehicle. I think so far I really like the look of the classic front bumper. I think that I want to go for the classic front bumper. It looks really good in my opinion, so we're doing that. For the engine, we do have the ability to change the engine block color. I want to do the secondary engine block, I do believe, so let's do that. For the exhaust on this thing, we can go for several different options. I kind of like the look of the titanium tipped. I think that's what we're going to go for. For the hood on this thing, we can do the stock hood with the stripe. Now, does the stripe go all the way along, or it just goes onto the roof? Okay. We can also go for the vented hood with the stripe as well, or just the vented hood, the racer hood with stripe, the GT hood, and of course the GT hood with the stripe. I'm thinking that the stripe must be affected by the secondary color. I think that I want to go for the GT hood with the stripe. This thing is going to be a race car, so I am thinking that that's what I want to do. Xenon for the headlights, of course, on this thing. I have heard that the neon kit actually does improve the traction of your cars. I think that I am actually going to put this on this car. We're not going to color it, we're just going to leave it white. I like the look of that. I think it's clean. Yellow and black for the plate, of course we got to go for that. For the primary color, I actually kind of want to keep it white, but I think we're going to go frost white on this. And for the secondary color, I would like to go for an ultra blue. I think that this is going to be kind of a cool build for this car. Something that you might not see all the time. I actually like to build my my classic Grotti cars like this. I've done a cheetah classic that looks really close to this actually as well, with the same sort of color scheme. On the interior, I think that I want to go for something just a little bit different. I think I want to go for maybe like a bleached brown. For the interior, maybe not. That doesn't look too hot. Let's just go black. We'll do black. That's what we're doing. For the sun strip, we can do primary, secondary, or of course carbon. We're gonna leave it alone for right now. I don't know that I want to put that on. For the skirts, we can go for the secondary color skirts, or of course we can go for the carbon skirts as well. Why is there a texture glitch on them though? That's what I'm wondering. That looks really horrible, but I do want the blue there, so I guess we're gonna have to just deal with it. I'm wondering if there's an option that I chose that is causing that to happen or something. Strange. Okay. For the spoiler, we do have a lot of different spoiler options for this car. I almost feel like they've added more. I don't really remember some of these. I want to go for a pretty aggressive spoiler. However, we are going to go to the HSW shop and probably put on an HSW spoiler. So let's actually just head over there instead of doing the spoiler here, just to see what options we have, you know, over there. For the wheels for this car, I think that I want to go for something maybe in the street category. For some reason, the nebulas are kind of good looking on this thing. I know they're not like a super, I don't know what I would call it, like attractive looking rim. But I do kind of want to make this thing into a race car, and I feel like they are kind of race car looking rims. At the same time, we could go for the Stanced EG Custom. I don't know about those. Let's see here. Maybe we could go for some sort of like modern rims on this thing as well. Could always switch it up and go for something a little more modern. Could leave it stock, honestly. Stock wheels do not look too bad on this car. What about in the track category here? Ooh, the Tropos though? The Tropos are looking so clean. Let's go for those. I like the look of that. Black for those for sure. For the tires, we are going to go bulletproof. Tire design, we could add it. I'm not really feeling it though, so we're just going to leave it off. For the windows, we are going to tint those all the way out though. And I believe that is pretty much all we can do here. Let's take this thing over to the HSW shop. We're going to do a quick test drive on the way there, see how the car performs, see how it feels. Obviously, before we put the HSW upgrade on. That thing with the skirts is really making me mad. I don't know why it is doing that. That is really, really annoying though. Like why? Why is that happening? Luckily, it's not like super noticeable, but at the same time, it's noticeable enough to the point where it's really annoying me. So yeah, not a big fan of that, but oh well, whatever. Let's just get over to the HSW shop. I mean, so far this car feels amazing. I am pretty familiar with the Turismo Classic. So you know, the HSW one is it's just going to be an improvement, I think. I don't think it's going to make the car worse. It's already a very good car, and I have heard that this is the fastest sports classic car in the game. Well, it already is on last gen, just the Turismo Classic, but when you make it the HSW variant of the Turismo Classic, it is the fastest car on the next gen consoles as well. So let's modify the vehicle here. Let's back it into the shop. Alrighty, and the HSW upgrade is $897,000. Oof, that's expensive, but we're gonna do it. Okay, we have HSW now. Let's go for the HSW brakes right off the bat. We need those for sure. For the engine tunes, HSW engine tune all the way, obviously. Do we have any extra bumpers that we get with this thing, or no? No, we don't. Okay, that's fine. Any extra exhaust options? No. Hood? No. Okay, that's fine. We do have some liveries that we could put on the car if we wanted to. I'm pretty happy with how I've got the car looking right now though. Maybe eventually we could put an HSW livery on this car. You know, make it even more of a race car, but for right now I think we're just gonna leave it alone. For the spoiler, we do have, I think, some more options here. HSW street wing, and yeah, they're really underwhelming looking. So let's pick our wing here. I think the racing wing looks absolutely insane. I really like it. At the same time, I do kind of like the secondary color sport wing because you get a little more blue on the car, I feel like. Or the secondary color GT wing, or for that matter, the secondary color spoiler. All of these look really, really good. I do kind of really like the secondary color race wing though, but it adds carbon onto the car, which I don't really like. So we're gonna go secondary color sport wing for right now. HSW suspension, let's put that on. The transmission, let's HSW that, and the turbo as well. HSW that all the way up. This thing is fully kitted out now. It is a full HSW car. Let's take it outside and we're going to do a full review on this vehicle, see how it performs and everything like that. And of course we actually have to do a sound test as well, so I gotta do that as soon as we get outside here. Let's rev up the car and see how this thing sounds. I can't honestly hear it because my headphones don't work with my Xbox, so I'm just gonna assume that it sounds pretty good. I already noticed that off the line, this car is so much faster than it was before. It grips up really, really quick. I mean, the Turismo's never really been a slow car by any means, but with the HSW upgrade, you definitely notice that this thing, it takes off a lot faster off the line, which is very nice. We do, of course, like to see that. I'm super happy with the build. I think that this thing looks great. I'm really happy that I went for this this blue and white sort of theme with the car. It would look great next to my Cheetah Classic, except my Cheetah Classic isn't on this character, so that does kind of suck. But oh well. Maybe one day I'll get a Cheetah Classic on this character as well, just for fun. So far, I am liking this HSW car. I see. There's some cars where you put the HSW on, and it just does too much for the car. Like, it just changes it way too much. Case in point, the Coil Cyclone 2. that thing, when you put the HSW upgrade on it, becomes almost completely undrivable. It's got such a weird like power balance. I feel like the torque all comes from the front wheels and you get like nothing from the rear. It almost feels like it's front wheel drive. And this car does not feel like that. I mean, obviously this thing is rear wheel drive only, which is a bit different than the Cyclone 2. But what I'm more so meaning is that this car feels absolutely amazing. It feels great. The HSW suspension has helped out even more to make this car handle even better than it already did as a stock vehicle, which the handling was great as a stock vehicle. So honestly, I'd be very interested to take this thing into a race versus a stock Turismo Classic and see the difference between the stock Turismo Classic versus the HSW variant. But what I can tell you is the HSW variant is absolutely insane. It's an awesome car, handles great, honestly, like handles way better than I was expecting it to. I was expecting this thing to have way too much power, but as it turns out, that is not the case. It has lots and lots of power. It feels great, the acceleration is great, the top speed is great, but it doesn't overpower the car's ability to, you know, corner and everything. So that is very nice. I'd say it's a well-balanced car. I really do like this thing. I'm very happy with how it's turned out. Certainly is a car that I would recommend picking up, especially if you guys do sports classic races, and obviously for those of you that are on the expanded and enhanced edition, to get the HSW, you should do that for this car if you do end up picking it up. For the guys that are on the last gen consoles or PC, the Turismo Classic is a fantastic car, and it is still the fastest sports classic vehicle in the entire game around a circuit. So it's certainly a car that I would recommend picking up if you guys are planning on doing some racing at any point ever. If stunt races ever go in double money in RP or triple money in RP, it is nice to have a Turismo Classic to do some of those races. Because a lot of people don't seem to know that this is the fastest sports classic car. So anyway guys, the Turismo Classic, regardless of if you race or not, regardless of pretty much anything that you do with it, is still a fantastic car, and it is one that you should own in Grand Theft Auto Online. I truly mean that. It is honestly just a fantastic car, and I certainly recommend picking it up. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the Turismo Classic, guys. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something about the Turismo Classic, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.